All right, so we're in our no-gi gear, but this is what we did in our gi class this week. We were working from half guard. The last 3 weeks we were working out of the mount, and a lot of the escapes were getting us into half guard. So we're gonna be working from half guard, and I'm gonna go over 3 sweeps, 3 options from the half guard position. So we've got Trey here. I'm gonna start off in my half guard position here. Assuming I just escaped from mount, maybe I just like to play from half guard. I like to play with a little bit of a knee shield and kind of like the Z guard where I put my shoelaces in front of my heel. Good option as well is to kind of come with a high knee shield here. This works just as well, but for the demonstration here, I'm going to be working with my low kind of Z guard knee shield. My 2 hands are framing this far side arm, preventing the cross face from happening, which is going to be a big threat from this position. So first thing we're going to do is a little wrestle up into a double leg. So I'm going to kick my knee shield through this little gap right here, and I'm going to follow with my left hand. So I kick, follow with my left hand, and I get into this nice tight waist position. Now, I'm going to take my top side leg here, my heel, and I'm going to come over the top and in between Trey's legs, and I'm going to use my heel to drag his foot away so that my right leg comes free from this half guard. So I pull my heel to my butt, my foot comes free, and then I pull it a little further. I'm literally clamping my heel to my butt like I'm doing an isometric hamstring curl. My forearm is tight, kind of providing me base, and my ear is right to the chest. This week I was seeing a lot of people doing this and immediately getting cross-faced. We need to hide our head nice and tight. Now I'm gonna come up into the dogfight position. So with this internal rotation that I've done with my left leg on Trey's right leg, it makes it really easy for me to pull my bottom leg directly out from underneath. I don't want to move it around his leg. I want to go right under his shin. And then Trey inevitably is going to whizzer. So the first one we're going to do, this double leg, is when the whizzer is not so strong. So when it's not so strong, I'm just going to shoot my arm through. If he was wearing pants, I could get a 4-finger grip on the inside of the pant sleeve here. But I'm just going to double leg him over. Grab his knee, pull it together, sit him to his hip, and just drive forward, knocking him onto his side. Okay? So that's our first technique. Little double leg, kind of a kneeling wrestling move. Second technique, I'm just taking a big scoot backwards. Second technique is going to be our roll through. This is when the whizzer's really strong. So again, half guard, I've got my knee shield in place. I kick and sit up, get my tight waist, forearm, hiding my head. My heel comes over and I drag his foot away. I pop my leg free and then I pull my heel to my butt and then I rip my right leg out. There's a strong whizzer. So with a strong whizzer, it makes it really hard for me to grab that far side leg to get my double leg. So instead, I'm gonna go along with that pressure, and I'm gonna roll through. My right hand is gonna look to either scoop on the inside between his hamstring and the calf, or grab a hold of his shoelaces. So I'm gonna bring my knee to his knee, I reach through, I go between the calf and the hamstring or the shoelace, and I roll right underneath, and I come right up into this top position here. Nice tight pin position where I'm ready to pass the guard. So that's technique number 2. Final technique is a back take. So in the event that I come up into my dogfight position and Trey steps that leg out wide, I'm going to open my hips up and point my right leg in the opposite direction that Trey's pointed. So we start to make a little bit of a V with our bodies. I'm gonna post off my hand. My left leg here is now free of his foot. I get my hips up high, and I'm gonna cast my hips up and around his. I wrap my hook in, limp arm my arm free, establish my seatbelt, and if this space is available, second hook would be ideal. If that space isn't available, option I really like here is to take my right foot. Actually, let's try to face the camera.
Face the camera.
Yep, right there, that's perfect. I'll take my right foot and just go shoelaces to shoelace. So I get my hook in here, boom. My foot's wrapped around the outside of the calf, and I grab shoelaces to shoelaces. Seatbelt grip, and this makes it really nice for me to hold on so that if Trey goes to scramble on me, which is pretty inevitable from there, I'm fixed to his body. right? I don't want to slide off of his back after doing all that work of coming up and going around. So again, this was our gi class for this week, working from the half guard, but all 3 of these sweeps work really well in no gi as well. So we'll be moving on to some new stuff next week.